Greetings, Mad Crafters. Madragoric here, and today I got a cool one for you. Yep, an automatic mini super smelter. Yep, I said super smelter. And I said mini because mini is the new big. Sure, we're going to go with that. Yes, we are. All right, you're like, what are you talking about, Mad? This is what I'm talking about. So this is actually two versions of the same thing. This one is just a little bit more decorative. And then this one is just a little bit more compact. This one is more decorative because you have the same on both sides and load the coal in, and it has to go through a dropper vader back there to get up here. So it takes a little bit more. This one is much more compact and takes quite a few less resources. So we're going to go with this one today. Yes, we are. And of course, both of these are actually tileable, so you could put multiple of these next to each other. So you could have one like this one has a blast furnace in it. You could have one with a smoker in it and one with a furnace in it. So, hey, it's all good. It's all good. Now, the way this works, you just come up here. Let's go ahead and place our half a stack in there. You'll see it start draining down. Then you just push the button. And then it'll start cycling through. And as the iron gets smelted and starts flowing out, it'll push it through and keep it going. And so every 5 seconds, you'll get 3 iron ingots out of this. Again, just to show you, this does the same thing. Just go here, drop in half stack. See it start draining down. Hit the button. And again, do the same thing. And then these will cycle all the way through till all the ore is smelted and done. It's pretty sweet. Pretty compact too. This thing, there's really not much to this. Pretty simple. It actually utilizes the same timer I did in my last tutorial, which I'll put up a card up there if you want to go check that out. So let's go see what it takes to build this thing. All right. Oop, we're going to go down. Whoa, overshot it. Down. Here we go. So what do we need to build this? We are going to need 4 regular pistons, 2 sticky pistons, 1 observer, 1 block of redstone, 6 redstone torches, 3 pieces of redstone dust, 2 comparators, 2 repeaters, 1 button, 11 hoppers, 3 pieces of obsidian, 5 chests, 3 frames, and a minimum of 15 blocks of choice. I've got extra in here because you kind of decorate it up the front a little bit. And then, of course, if you want to put, you need either 3 furnaces, 3 smokers, or 3 blast furnaces. And you can make multiple of these and tile them next to each other if you like for different items that you want to smelt. So, not too bad, pretty easy. So, and our area is really easy. It's a 4 by 5. That's it. That's all we're going to need. All the space you need to build this thing. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this. Before I do, I'd like to say, if you aren't subscribed, think about go ahead and hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can see whenever I upload all these cool tutorials I do. I would really help the channel, and I'd really appreciate it. Thanks. So let's go ahead and jump into this and get her done. All right. First thing we're going to do is set up the timer that I did in my last tutorial, which I put a link for. So we're going to come over here. We're going to put a hopper feeding down into there, and then we're going to do 3 more hoppers feeding into each one of those. So 1 feeding into there, then 1 feeding into that one, and then finally 1 feeding into that one. And this first one, I want you to go ahead and break it, and then feed it back into the other one, just like so. Piece of cake. Now, I want you to place a block right back behind that hopper. And I want you to take a sticky piston. I want you to place it right on top of it, just like so. And then on the front of that sticky piston, I want you to place that 1 redstone block we need. Now, while you still got your sticky pistons, I want you to come around here to the other side. Hey, I'm over here. So, I want you to place a sticky piston right on top of that other hopper, facing the opposite direction, just like so. So, pretty simple, pretty easy. So now let's come over here to the redstone. Now for the redstone, what I want you to do is, first off, I want you to go ahead and place a block on the face of that sticky piston right there, and also on the back of this sticky piston here, just like so. All right. Now I want you to go ahead and take a comparator. Let's come back here, and place a comparator coming off of that hopper right there into a block, just like so. On the opposite side of that block, what you do is come down here. I want you to place a redstone torch right there with a block on top of it. Swing back around. Place another redstone torch on the other side. Should go off just like so. And then we're going to place a block on top of that. But before we do that, what I want you to do is take a piece of redstone dust, place it on top of that block, and then place that block I mentioned before on top of that redstone torch. So what happens when this hopper right here registers anything, when this comparator registered, it'll turn off this redstone torch here, turn this one on, energize that block right there, which will energize this piece of redstone dust over here, which will fire this piston. Piece of cake. All right. So this is our bottom circuit all done. We got to put some blocks in there. We'll do that in just a minute after we get done with the rest. But let's go ahead and jump into some actual piston action up here to the right. All right. Let's get to it. All right. So basically now we need to set up our pusher system to move stuff around down here. So I'm going to kind of get this set up. I want you to watch. So what we're going to do is first thing we're going to do is come around here. Go ahead and place a double chest like that, just like that there. And then on the back side, I want you to place a regular piston facing up, and then a hopper going into the back of the chest, just like that. Now we're just going to kind of set this up going around where it's every other one. Just like that. So that's pretty much the gist of it. That's going to move our either furnaces, blast furnaces, or smokers around as they get done. So let's go ahead and jump around back here, and we can show you how to set up the redstone to make those work. All right, to set up this redstone, we got to put some blocks down first. So on this bottom piston here, place a block there, and then one next to it. And we're going to put a temporary one down there, break it, and go 2 more, break that middle one, and come back over here to this other piston. We'll put one there, and then one next to it. So that's what it should look like to set it up. Pretty easy. So now just take some redstone dust. Once you place a piece of redstone dust right there, and then also on this top one. That's all the dust we'll need for this build. Now, once you get a redstone repeater, I want you to place a redstone repeater going into that block right there and set it on 3 ticks, just like that. And then on top of that block, we're going to place a redstone torch. And then one on the side of that block should go out. And then we're going to flip around here and place a redstone repeater going into this other dust, also on 3 ticks. So that right there will control the circuit and control the pistons as it moves around the blocks. Piece of cake. So now, to make this thing automatic, we need to be able to read whenever an ingot comes out, or whatever you happen to be smelting at that time, goes through this hopper right here. We need to tell the system, signal the system to rotate again. So we need to measure that hopper. So what we're going to do, we'll place a block there and another one there, and we come back and break that block. And then up here on the other side of this block, since comparators read through blocks, we place a comparator there, and then we're going to place a block there, and then one up, and then break that. Now over here on this side, now over here, take your one observer that you need, kind of come over here and this bottom piston, sticky piston, the block in front of it, right next to that redstone block, I want you to place an observer just like that. Now, if you hear the pistons go off, that means you put it in the right direction. So you're good. All right. So now, this other block we just placed, I need you to place a redstone torch right here on the side, and then take another block, place it on top of that redstone torch, and then come around to the other side and place a redstone torch right on the side there. You'll hear the pistons go off, which is good, but that torch should go out. And now your signal is set up to cycle everything. All right, let's get this thing all finished up. All right, let's get our input and fuel lines set up. So that's going to be pretty easy. So we're going to come over here. I want you to put 2 temporary blocks. I want you to put one right there and right there. Okay? Then I want you to take a hopper, and I want you to put a hopper pointing down into that block there, and then one pointing into that hopper you just placed, just like so. Over on this side, below this piston, I want you to put a hopper going into that block there, and then I want you to put a hopper feeding into that one, and then 2 more going up. 1, 2, just like that. So pretty simple. So that sets up the lines to feed. The one on the right over here would be the coal line. And then, of course, the one in the middle is, of course, going to be your input. So, looks good. Looks good. All right. So now, I want you to get your chests out. Just come over here. I want you to put a double chest right here on top, just like so. You're going to move over a bit and put a single chest right next to it. So, this double chest here is, of course, going to be for your input, whatever you want to smelt. And, of course, the smaller single chest right next to it is going to be for the coal. So, it looks like we're looking pretty good here. Let's add some furnaces to it. All right, so first thing we're going to do is come over here and take out these temporary blocks we put in there, just like so. Make sure you don't break any other redstone. I'm going to go ahead and put some blast furnace in here. So we'll place one there, there, and there, just like so. Easy enough. Now have our furnaces in there. We feed them with coal through this line here. As they come around, the coal gets fed into there, so make sure it has plenty of fuel when it goes around. And then whatever items has it here, it'll collect it each time it comes around. It'll filter into the top. And then, of course, behind this one, it drops the completed ingots down from this bottom left into the chest. Works like a charm. Yeah, yeah. So there's a... Here, let me get a look at it from your perspective. That's better. All right, to finish this thing up, we just need to do a couple more things. Now, pistons pushing through here tend to get kind of weird sometimes. So, so we need to put an unpushable block there. We need to put some obsidian there so those things don't get knocked out of the way. Now, so after you got this part done, I need you to take those 3 pieces of obsidian I told you needed, and then I want you to place one right there, and then down on the bottom, I need you to place it bottom of this hopper right there, and then on the very top of this hopper here, right there. So just in case it's kind of slightly out of sync, it's not going to push stuff out of the way and break it. On that piston. Now this one, I never had an issue with this one, so I wouldn't worry about that one. And then, so this one is whenever it pushes up from the bottom. So, all right. Well, the last thing to do is to come over here to our first timer right at the beginning, right here. And this hopper directly underneath that block of redstone. You should open that thing up. I want you to take 3 random blocks. Just 3 blocks, dirt, sand, whatever. You should place it in that hopper there. This is a very precise timing to make sure everything works correctly. So it just needs 3 blocks in there. That's it. And that'll give you the exact time you need to make sure everything works right. You got that in there. All right, let's take a look around here. I think we've got everything covered. Yep. All right. So, why don't you, I'm going to go ahead and do some magic and get everything inside there. So give me just a second. Bam. And like magic, there it is. So I've got all this loaded up with coal. Put some frames on here to show what goes where we get this. One thing I did realize, I forgot to tell you to put the button in. Yeah, good job, Mad. All right, so down here, in this redstone, all you got to do is place a block above it and a button on it. That's all you got to do. And that'll start it up. So, everything's ready to go. All we have to do now is just test it. I'm going to put, let's only put a half stack. I think. See, it starts draining down. It's draining down into there. Then all I got to do is push the button. And there it goes. And as that iron completes and falls down, it triggers it to go again. And it'll keep going until everything is done. Fast forward this a bit. And she is all done. You see now? All it is burn off that last bit of coal you had left over there. Now you could probably set this up and have it manually fed in with, say, like a I don't know, maybe a bamboo zero tick to provide your fuel for all this would be great. And see all these will start turning off. Now what you might see sometimes, nothing left in there. How about over here? Nope. In this case it didn't happen. Sometimes in these couple of furnaces, blast furnaces, smokers, whatever you have here, you'll have pieces left over inside, which you can just open them up and take them if you want to, or all you have to do is click the button, you can cycle them again, just like that, and it'll clear everything out of those right into the chest. No big deal. Now, like I said, you can kind of fix this up however you want. Just kind of clean it up. Just put some blocks in here. I would make this your ground level right here, just like so. And you can just bring this straight up. Over here like this. Just kind of clean it up however you want. Again, you can put them right next to each other, so you could have the blast furnaces here. You can put another one with smokers and then one with regular furnaces. Maybe even change it, instead of a chest up here, you could have some kind of sorting system, so it sorts all the correct stuff into the correct furnace array. All right. There you go. So anyway, that's all I have for you. I hope you liked this tutorial. If you did, please hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know whenever I upload again. So, thanks again for watching, and catch you later.